So Eric, you mentioned the Power Probe 2 and
My favorite electrical tool. Yeah.
favorite electrical tool. What about your other, say, top 3 favorite tools?
Thor.
And Thor is?
Thor is the name of the hammer that I modified with a piece of tailpipe that I welded onto the head after I broke the wood.
Nice. And what is our favorite thing to do with Thor?
I just love swinging a hammer.
Is this more of like a hostility hammer, or is it a functioning hammer?
I was kind of an angry kid, and just having the ability to like legally walk up to something and wail on it with a 3-pound sledge is
nice.
fun for me.
Feels good.
Oh. Yeah, and now that I have a lift, I can really get a good swing going. You know,
full on.
In fact, I've hit it so much that the metal tube that I welded onto it the head is bent back like this, so it's no longer straight. It's like this.
That's not dangerous at all.
Not at all. But my weld held, despite the fact that it looks like bubblegum.
And you made a really great rhyme just then.
Yeah, I guess I did. So I always loved Thor. But you know what all right, most recent tool that I got that I like? I've got these Beta T-handles, and they've got universal swivels on the end of them. It's a metric set that goes from like 8 to 15 millimeter.
Cool.
And it's really nice because a lot of times I'm using universals to get down into places and using a ratchet and everything else. This is one tool I pull out of the box. It's got the universal and socket already on the end. So if you're pulling out of something, it doesn't catch on something, drop it down, and it doesn't hit the floor, and you have to like fish around with a magnet. And you're like, where are you? There's none of that goes on. Plus, I like the T-handle as opposed to a ratchet. I mean, ratchet, you're swinging, you're twisting your wrist, but this thing, you can just really dial it in. You know, and actually when I did the review on those after I got them, I said, this seems like a craftsman's type tool, like some old man working on his Ferrari
type tool
in the garage kind of thing. You know, just one of those, and now I know why the old man would use it. So I guess I'm getting
Or why an old man does use it.
Exactly.
You went there before I did, and I stole my joke.
I just opened the door for you.
I was already there.
You were there.
All right, what about cars? Let's talk cars. Were you a car guy before you, like, an enthusiast before you became a tech? I know you were fixing your car, but a lot of time that's out of necessity, especially if it's a repair.
I had always enjoyed, cars.
So you have always been Eric the Car Guy.
In a way, yes, because I remember like 8 years old, my mom had this boyfriend that had this 1978 Corvette. It was a C3. And I just loved the styling of those things, just that bumpy. Now, as I got older and actually worked on those cars, freaking hate working on Corvettes. But I love the way
liking them and liking the way they look is completely different than liking to work on them.
I mean, that was cool. I mean, I had pictures of Lamborghini Countachs on my wall growing up, that type of thing. So, I mean, cars were around me my whole life. So, yeah, to some degree, I guess that
What's your favorite car you've ever owned?
Favorite car I ever owned? I've had 5 Acura Integras.
So that's up there, I would imagine. Was there one of those 5?
Yes, there was one of those 5. It was my 91.
Cool.
And I put JDM headlights on it that my friend gave me. And it was black and it was sort of matte, but I mean, and I put a set of Motegi 16-inch wheels on it with, I think it was some Toyo tires or whatever it was, and that was a phenomenal combination on that car.
Yeah.
That car handled great. 4-cylinder, it was good on gas,
Yep.
and that thing would just cruise at 80. You would just, and highways in Ohio are kind of flat, straight, nothing. So I remember I used to travel back and forth to New York quite a bit, and I would drive that car. And I called it my TIE Fighter because it was really.
I love that.
It was extremely light, but it was when you flew through traffic, it was just like that. So,
Did you ever make the noises while you?
In my head.
Okay, you never made them out loud though.
No.
Not once?
No.
Okay, so oddly enough, I had one Integra, not 5, and it was black. So we're sharing another
Black
moment.
Integras. Love them.
Okay, so what's the worst car you've ever owned?
Oh my
goodness. Biggest POS, as you like to say.
Yeah, I hate to say it. A 1979 Cadillac Coupe de Ville d'Elegance.
And what made that such a POS?
Well, okay, I love the car. Okay, I forewent a graduation party. I didn't get a class ring. I said, Dad, all I want is money to buy a car. I really wanted the 76 Lincoln Continental that was down the street. I really wanted that car, but somebody picked it up before I got it. I got a thing for big cars. I don't know what it is. One day I will have that Lincoln Continental.
Yeah.
Well, actually, probably a Mark V. Yeah, two-door, slick, covered headlights, just land yacht. I don't know what it is. I love those cars. But anyway.
I like how on the one side it's like, I want this giant car, but my favorite all-time car is an Integra.
And this goes, and you're going to have to remind me of what you asked me a minute ago because I'm going off on a tangent. But I used to have a 72 Galaxy 500. That was my first car. My second car was a 1979 Honda Accord.
Okay.
big car, little car.
Yep.
I loved going from big car to little car.
Okay, that's cool.
There was something weird about
cool.
that. I loved my big car cruising down the road, but I loved my little car
my TIE
ripping
Fighters.
down the road.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I totally
so
get
the
it.
Battleship and the TIE Fighter.
I get it. So what made that Cadillac such a POS?
All right, so I got that. That was in place of the Lincoln, and I got it. It was baby blue, and the interior in that car was just phenomenal. It had shag carpet in it about this thick. It had like plush.
Was that
interior.
factory shag carpet?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, that's 79. It had this plush seating that, I mean, it was the most comfortable seat that you ever sat on. There's lots of other things you can do in a car that's that comfortable, but it was just really loved. In fact, I went so far as to take all the interior lights, and this is back in the late 80s. I took all the interior lights and dyed them blue.
Mood lighting.
Before
so
LEDs, before LEDs, and I actually took another couple of blue lights and bolted them up to the differential up underneath the car, so it was underlit. I was ahead of the curve.
That was way before Fast and Furious.
Way before. Anyway, this car. Crappy differential, 425 engine, total garbage. Transmission was crap. The shocks went right through the A-arms in the front. Mechanically, this was the worst car ever. And it was so disappointing because everything about it was wonderful. But at the time, it was really only like a 10-year-old car.
Yeah, that's a lot of problems for only a 10-year-old car.
It was totally garbage. Totally garbage. And honestly, I haven't owned too many GMs since, and the ones that I've owned since really we haven't gotten along well.
I understand how that. I feel that way about.
And I liked my '81 Reliant K better than that, but I mean, I did weird things with cars, like a mixture of art and car.
Yeah, that's cool.
I painted one to look like an Argentinian Pac-Man frog. It was an '84 Civic. And
that's cool.
This frog was like a big, fat, cool, green, beautiful frog that ate mice.
That's a big frog that eats mice.
It was a big frog.
Holy crap.
It was, I put him in a tank with all kinds of model cars around the outside that were all busted up, and I called him my junkyard frog.
Get it?
Get it? So yeah, worst car would be the 79 Cadillac, best car would be the 91 Integra.
Very cool. What car would you send your kid off to college with?
Probably something brand new.
You just go right for it.
Yeah, because first of all, warranty. If they're away at college,
that's huge. That's I think one that a lot of people don't consider. Not
necessarily brand new, certified use. Brand new, you lose your butt on depreciation, all that kind of. Certified use, something as new as I could possibly get, especially my daughter.
Yeah.
Just that way, she's away. Something happens, it's covered under warranty. Also, safety features in modern cars are way better than older cars. So yeah, I mean, I
would probably do the same thing.
That's what I think I'll do.
So you spent a lot of years dealership, independent. That went away.
It did.
Started Eric the Car Guy. When you were in the early stages of Eric the Car Guy, did you ever have that moment where a light bulb went off, or the aha moment, a lot of people call it, where you're like, yeah, this is it. This is what I want to do?
When I thought up the idea, honestly, from its inception.
Cool.
At the time, it was relatively new in YouTube. I mean, I started about 6 years ago.
Yeah.
So YouTube was only a few years old at the time, and the automotive space was not developed the way it is today. Not at all.
Yeah, it's huge today.
In fact, there were really just a couple.
They even let people like Engineering Explained talk about things.
That guy,
on YouTube.
you believe that stupid guy with markers and whiteboard? It's useless.
I know. If you weren't so smart.
I know.
That's for you, Jason.
That's for you, Jason. But that said, it was the moment that I realized that I had video production skills. So not a lot of people know that before I started Eric the Car Guy, I owned and operated a video production company. I did weddings, events, and corporate work, things like that. So I had video production experience and editing experience and all these kind of things. And this was something that at the time wasn't in the automotive space on YouTube or just in general. Plus, I had the mechanical experience, having years' experience in that.
Sounds like a perfect marriage.
That was the aha moment when I realized, hey, I got these two things, I can take them both, marry them together. Eric the Car Guy was born.
6 years later.
6 years later, it's awesome.
It is so.
I'm sitting here being interviewed by you.
I'm sitting here interviewing you.
It just feels awesome.
It does. It does.
So this right here, high watermark.
All right, so Eric the Car Guy, several years of busting your knuckles and showing the world how to do things. What's next?
Fixing it forward.
And tell us about Fixing It Forward. This is a program that I absolutely love.
I love it.
I love the idea, and I love to hear about it.
It was another aha moment. I realized that I started Eric the Car Guy in the first place to help people, also to help myself, because I was completely destitute at the time. I mean, I was broke. And I figured a lot of other people out there were also broke, and if I could somehow help them with their auto repair needs, I could do that through my videos. My gift, my little drummer boy kind of thing to the world, you know what I'm saying? Fixing It Forward came about, I was contacted by some people at a television studio, well, actually a production company. and they said, we want to try to develop a television pitch. And I said, well, we were trying to come up with ideas for that show. And I said, well, I want to do something that actually helps people. I don't want to do another one of these shows. It's just, taking a car and put all kinds of flashy wheels on a paint job and all that kind of stuff. Because we're inundated with those things.
No big front tires on motorcycles.
Yeah, there was something else, I think, in the automotive space that could be seen and could be helpful. In essence, a combination of auto mechanics and extreme home makeover.
Gotcha.
Without building somebody a mansion, just fixing it and getting them back down the road. Those people fixing it forward is about helping those people that financially aren't able to, or maybe they have an illness or something's happened in their life that's kicked them down, and now their car or truck or whatever isn't working. I come in, I do those repairs, give it back to them, and they don't have to pay for any of it.
That's awesome.
What's even better is that I'm able to do that. Sponsors are able to come in and donate parts. I've got lots of sponsors that have provided parts for this. I get a chance to work on a variety of vehicles with a variety of problems and make videos. What do? I make auto repair videos.
Yeah. So
I need a steady supply of broken cars. These people have broken cars.
And it's great to be able to do that for someone that, maybe kind of like you got kicked, needs some help, and now you're the catalyst to get them to work and to pick up the kids, because without that, they're toast.
Exactly. So it's a way for me to help those people directly that I was trying to help initially with my videos when I started Eric the Car Guy. So everybody benefits.
Yep.
Like I said, sponsors benefit because they're involved with something charitable, and most of all, the people that have the broken cars benefit because they're able to get back to work and be able to, take care of the kids, that kind of thing. That's what I like so much about Fixing It Forward, and I'm going to look into developing that even more moving forward. Not just me, but out beyond the borders of Eric the Car Guy, so to speak.
I love it. What's the question that you're surprised no one ever asked you?
For a time, when I was in art school and like that, I'm also a musician. Play guitar. I've actually played in a few bands in the past. And a lot of people ask me about the music that starts out on ETCG 1. That was something I put together electronically, but I do have some musical background. In fact, that's one of the things I liked about my video productions is that I wouldn't have to necessarily go out and have to buy music. If I needed to, I could somehow produce them. And actually, for a while, I had a Korg, a Triton Extreme. That's a keyboard that I could go in and I had a keyboard that I could go in and add to my productions.
Cool.
But yeah, that's.
I just picture you playing that live every time right before the movie.
But I play guitar, and actually the favorite instrument that I like to play is I've got a really nice Yamaha 12-string guitar.
Hell yeah.
And it's nice. And I'm finding a lot of people, actually Stacy David, also Kevin Tetz from also another guy that builds cars and stuff like that on television. Those guys are also guitarists.
Very cool.
And I'm finding a lot of these guys that do this kind of thing are musicians, so I wonder if it's like a musician thing. Also, I have a lot of viewers that are musicians. Musicians are broke for the most part.
And maybe that's why.
They can't afford to fix their cars, so a lot of musicians watch my show, but I don't think they realize that I'm one of them.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Cool.
There's something for you.
Very cool. I love it. What's your favorite air freshener scent for a car?
I don't like fruity things.
Okay.
Vanilla-y maybe.
Okay.
Something soothing.
Something warm maybe?
Something soothing. I don't like, in-your-face, orange, citrusy kind of stuff. But sometimes I just like the smell of the car. Even if it's an old, worn-out car, because it's got a personality, it's got a soul, it's got something.
I completely agree. Sometimes a bad soul and you don't want to go anywhere near it.
Exactly. And you found mushrooms in cars before,
have found mushrooms in cars.
So, yeah, I mean, sometimes just the ode to whatever scent it is cool. New car smell?
I love new car smell.
So do I, but it's so bad for you. It's all those harsh chemicals that they use in manufacturing.
I mean, if you think about the things that, technicians breathe in, the new car smell is not at the the top of the list. So.
We've shortened our lifespan for our work, for sure, without a doubt.
Well, Eric, if someone wants to learn more about Eric the Car Guy, and probably more importantly, Fixing It Forward, tell us how we do that.
Both of those things, an about page that does cover how I became Eric the Car Guy, are at my website, EricTheCarGuy.com. And there's also a whole thing on Fixing It Forward. I've got an introductory video to tell you more about it, perhaps in a more eloquent way. Videos.
I think you did great.
Oh, well, either way. There's more information about that, including just generally getting automotive help. In fact, I've built the website to be a place to...
Yeah, the website's great.
To help people with their automotive issues. I've got an FAQ page with, if you've got brake problems or your car's overheating or electrical problems, I've broken it down, put it into bite-sized articles that include videos to help them. And if that doesn't help them, I've got a forum.
Yeah,
with
forum's
some
great too.
people that come on there besides myself to answer automotive questions. So if you're looking to get me to answer your automotive questions, please go to EricTheCarGuy.com.
And I'll be sure to put links in the video notes for you guys to check it out.
Appreciate that.
All right, man, we're going to wrap it up there. If you guys have any questions for Eric, go to EricTheCarGuy.com and ask them there, or you can post questions in the comments section below. I'll try and sweet talk Eric into popping over every once in a while. And
There's a lot of things you can sweet talk me into.
I am a sweet talking master.
You are.
Thank you.
Indeed.
All right, so if you like the video, throw it a thumbs up on YouTube. I always appreciate that. You can also subscribe on YouTube or on the blog at humblemechanic.com. You can follow Eric and I both on all the social media areas: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Instagram's super cool. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up there. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
And Brian's dead.
It's finally wrapped.
And he died. Keep going with it. It'll be funny. Just keep going with it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Do you hear something? Oh, jeez. I can't.
Okay.
It's too distracting. I'm sorry.